Hey, what's up guys? I am back, and in this video, I'm gonna replace my tires. I got some Dirt Commanders over here with a more aggressive tread on them. A lot of racers are using these. These are the stock tires, these are Holeshots. And the backs, as you can see, are a little wider than the fronts. The manufacturer puts those on there. The pros to that are added stability and traction if you're running in rear drive only. But some of the downsides to that, especially when you're racing, is they're a little wider. So if you go through tight spaces, whether it be through rocky areas or little trees and things, those catch often on the back. So what I decided to do is I'm gonna keep the front ones intact as they are, and they're gonna be like spare tires for me. And the back tire, I'll probably sell those or something. So I'm gonna reuse the bead lock plate. The wheel is gonna be too wide because the size of this tire is a 25 measured from here to here, by 11 measured from here to here, by 12, and that's from here to here. That's the size of the rim. But the front is more narrow, and that's a 25 by 8 by 12. So in order to do that, I had to buy 4 new wheels, all 12-inch cast aluminum, sorry. And I had to get 2 new bead lock plates. I got my 4 tires here. I got 32 bolts for here. There's 16 on each. And then I've got to throw the new valve stems in and the valve core as well. Let's get to it. All right, first I'm gonna take my rim and I'm gonna add the valve stem to it. And before I put the valve stem in, I'm gonna add the valve core. Nifty little tool. Valve stem remover, installer, what have you. I'm going to lube it up with some WD-40. Lube up the hole. See, nice little hole in there for it. I'm gonna pop it through. I'm gonna take this tool so that I got something to grab onto, and I'm going to spin it on here as far as I can. The more the better. Take some pliers, grab onto it, and pull it through. Use a little elbow grease. It kind of stretches. Ah, there it is, it's in. And also, before I stuck that on there, I made sure I didn't have any dirt in that hole, just so it gets a better seal. So there, the valve stem is in. All right, now I'm getting ready to put the tire on. So I want to lube everything up real nice so I can slip the tire on better. And also, when I go to add air, you'll see this tire is gonna pop out. So it needs to be able to slide on here as well. So anywhere the tire is gonna slide, I just want to hit it with some WD-40 so that everything can slide nice. And I'll spray the tire too. I will spray the bottom. So that will slip on nice. So I'm gonna get it as far as I can, all right? Then I'm gonna take this spoon, just a cheap one, worked just fine and dandy for me. You might have to employ your knees as well, and I got my foot stopping the rim, and then I just work it in, and it was real easy, okay? So here I am. And that's it. This is what the backside looks like. Because there's like a little bead lock on the inside of there that tire has to get past. But first, we'll put the bead lock plate on. Okay. To tighten this side down, and then we'll pump some air into the tire. These all started. It's pretty good. If I get a little loose, if I get a little leak or something like that because it's not tight enough, then I'll tighten them up then. And I'll check them anyway, so. All right, now it's time to put some air in this tire and watch this pop out. Here it goes. I can feel it, it's gonna happen. There it goes. There it goes. Oop, there it is. All right. Now we've got to let some air out because we're way over the max. A max of 12, I think it is, and we're up to 17. So I'm going to let some air out by simply popping the valve stem core out, let some air out. Lost the whole thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gonna get behind. Get back in there. There we go. See where we're at now. And that's 8. So that's pretty good. We'll call it good right there. And there you have it. It's pretty simple. But I'll tell you a little nifty trick. If you happen to have trouble with maybe your air compressor doesn't have enough pressure or something like that, and you can't get this to pop because it's all just leaking out, you can take a ratchet strap and put it around the center of the tire, tighten it up, and it'll make the sides pop out to this. And then you can put some air in there so it'll hold air. But I caution you, because I about hurt myself when I did this before. Once you get air stuck in there, and this is in the middle, it's gonna be really, really tight on there, okay, with all kinds of pressure. So when you go to pop this off, this sucker's gonna snap open. All right, so be very, very careful with that. Try to do it with your foot or with some tools or something, because it'll pop hard. All right, so that's that. On to the next one. Now, before I start using these old ones, obviously I wanna get all the dirt off. Wipe them down real good. That way nothing inhibits my seal. And it probably wouldn't anyways, because the rubber tire itself is like a seal, especially if you get it nice and tight. But we'll get as much of this off of here as we can. All right, so as I was working on my last tire, I was reusing these bolts from the back tire, and apparently one was compromised because as I was tightening it, it snapped off in there. So I'm gonna have to pull all these off, and hopefully it's protruding enough that I can just take it out with a plier. So let's check it out. All right, so I got this back off, and as a matter of fact, it's pretty loose in here. So I can just pull it out, thankfully, because sucker snapped right off. And fortunately, they sent me a few extra ones, brand new. So I'll just go ahead and use that. I think it's gonna work out all right. There it is. There's that. Now it's time to switch tires out. Now I got a breaker bar if I need it, but this is working. Not too awful tight. My baby boy's learning how to work. I'm gonna go ahead and break them all the way around. Woo! Better than I thought they'd be. Otherwise, I would have grabbed the breaker bar. Now, so much easier. So much easier when you got better tools. Even the tools I'm using are primitive for some folks. I've got the big you know what I'm saying? Just break them loose. Get this bad boy jacked up. Throw them new tires on there. Then I can move on to something bigger and better, like my front and rear bumper that I got from Checo Racing. All right. Go ahead and jack her up. This will be one of my spare tires. Heck yeah, there it is. There is a slow leak in this tire, which I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna get to the bottom of where the leak's coming from, fix it. It's a very slow leak. So, go. All right, moment of truth. Go, got it jacked up a little more. Throw these bad boys on. Double fisting it. Now that we got them hand tightened, we'll let them down and breaker bar them tight. Step back, baby. There it is. Good. Uh-oh, buddy. Uh-oh, buddy. All right, there it is. We should go out back. So I was thinking that I would lose stability when I'm taking corners, and I thought that I would be more tipsy, but really I don't think I am. I feel like I have more control, and it kind of makes sense if I think about it, because instead of having two different planes on the side, okay, that I'm tipping into, which makes you actually tip forward more, I feel like I almost have more control. Even if my tires come off the ground, it's even, okay? So it's not like, it doesn't feel weird. I'm really happy with them so far. And obviously it's gonna give me better traction because they're like an inch thicker on the tread. So, let me play a little more. I'm happy with them. Looks good so far, so there it is. The GBC Dirt Commanders. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was helpful. Stay tuned for next time. I'm gonna replace the front bumper and the rear intrusion bar bumper, okay? All right.